Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're diving into leadership,
Okay.
but with a twist. We're ditching the lectures and jumping straight into journal prompts.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're taking 50 leadership prompts from the blog Listallion and extracting wisdom from them. Actionable wisdom you can use right away.
I love that. Journaling is so powerful for self-reflection, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. But who has the time to fill up notebooks?
Right?
So this is like a crash course in leadership.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what kind of prompts are we talking about here?
Well, the first section is called Leadership Foundations, and it's all about, like, those fundamental qualities.
Hmm?
Yeah. And some of these prompts are seriously thought-provoking.
I bet.
Like one asks, what qualities do you think a good leader must have? And it's, in all caps, you and must.
Wow, so it's really personalized.
Yeah. It's about defining leadership on your own terms.
It's so true. It's not about fitting some mold, you know?
Exactly.
It's about what resonates with you as a leader.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And speaking of personal reflection, there's another prompt. It asks, describe a leader you admire. What traits do they have that you want to emulate?
Ooh, I like that one. It's all about identifying those aspirational qualities.
Totally.
Because the leaders we admire, they often embody something we're striving for, right?
Yes.
So thinking about them can be really insightful.
It's like, what can I learn from this person's journey?
Exactly. And sometimes the most powerful lessons come from observing and emulating, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about must-have qualities
Yeah.
and finding inspiration from role models. But how do we actually put that into action? How do we go from admiring to emulating?
Well, that's where self-awareness comes in.
Okay.
It's crucial, really. By identifying what we admire, we get a clearer picture of what we might want to develop in ourselves.
It's like creating a roadmap for your own leadership growth.
Exactly.
You're pinpointing your destination and then charting the course.
Yes. And that journey is all about, continuous learning and improvement.
It's like you said, roadmap, right?
Yeah.
The next section is all about leadership and teamwork.
Okay.
And it made me think about this prompt. How do you handle team members who don't contribute?
Oh, that is a tough one.
It's like the million-dollar question. I feel like every leader faces this.
Oh, totally. Almost every leader faces this at some point. And you know what I appreciate about this prompt?
What's that?
It doesn't give you a straight answer. It makes you think about your own approach.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're the leader. What are you going to do?
Exactly. It really emphasizes that leadership is about finding this balance,
Yeah,
between empathy and accountability.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to know why someone's not contributing,
Yeah.
but you also need the team to succeed, right?
Right. So how do we find that balance? Well, I think it starts with understanding the root of the problem. Is it motivation, unclear expectations, maybe even a skills gap?
It's like being a detective almost.
Uh-huh.
You got to gather the clues before solving the case.
Exactly. You ask questions, you observe, and you listen just like a detective would.
Okay, so let's say you've done your detective work and you have an idea why this team member isn't contributing.
Okay.
What then? How do you actually address it?
Well, that's where those must-have leadership qualities come in, right? Those traits we talked about earlier.
Right, like integrity and communication, all that.
Exactly. Let's say open communication is important to you.
Great.
Then you might choose to have a direct and empathetic conversation with them, right?
So you're not just coming down on them. You're trying to see their side and find a solution together.
Exactly. And that solution, it could be anything, providing support, clarifying things, maybe even delegating tasks differently.
So it's not one size fits all.
Not at all. It's about having different tools and choosing the right one for the job, And that's what makes leadership so interesting.
Yeah, it's challenging but rewarding, right?
Absolutely. You adapt, but stay true to your values.
I like that a lot. So we've covered a lot, strong foundations, teamwork, but what's next? How do we make a plan for the future with all this?
That's where our final section comes in, future leadership goals. This is about making moves, taking action.
Okay, I like it. So what makes this section so actionable?
Well, it gets specific.
Specific how? Like, give me an example.
Well, instead of that vague, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
Question, right?
That's-
And one prompt is like, what specific leadership roles are you aiming for in the future?
Mm-hmm.
It's about getting real,
I like that. Define the goal. But it's one thing to say, I want to be CEO. It's another to actually do it.
Right.
Do these prompts help with that? Making it happen.
They do. They really do. There's another prompt that asks, how will you prepare for these roles?
Okay, so it's about taking action.
Exactly. It breaks things down, you know? What skills do you need? Who can you learn from? What experiences do you need to have?
It's like that saying, a goal without a plan is just a wish. right? This is about making moves.
Totally. And that's what's so cool about these prompts. It's not just dreaming big, it's about having a game plan.
It's like a personal leadership coach,
Yeah,
you know, guiding you, challenging you.
I love that. And speaking of guidance, I have one last thought for you.
Okay, go for it.
As you're on this leadership journey, think about someone who inspires you
Mm-hmm.
and ask yourself, what can I learn from their journey today? Like right now, that can help me on my path.
Oh, that's good. So it's like even the best leaders still have something to teach us.
Exactly. We can always learn from others.
It's so true. Well, that wraps up our deep dive for today.
It does.
But we hope this is giving you some great insights, to help you unlock your leadership potential.
Because remember, leadership isn't about titles.
It's not.
No, it's about influence, it's about impact, and inspiring others to be their best. So go out there and lead with intention.